Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Hierophant. I feel like you're somebody, excuse my voice, you're somebody who is, you're a source of inspiration for other people. I feel like you're a source of wisdom. I feel like whether you know it or not, you have such life experience that other people sort of look at you to see how you're going to do something, right? They may directly come to you for advice, they may not. But I feel like you are a teacher, you're a mentor, you're somebody with a lot of wisdom to share, whether you're actually sharing it consciously or not. I feel like you are a strong influence on other people. All right. Let's see where some of this energy is going, or where this sort of energy is going to be the most useful for you right now. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. Our next card is that Five of Wands. It's a fight, right? It is a striving, it is a struggling energy that's trying to assert itself. We have a Two of Swords, a Five of Swords, Nine of Cups. Very good. And the Lover's card. Yes. Okay. So I feel that you are, I feel like you're in the middle of maybe somebody else's fight, or maybe it may be that you're a kind of a direct participant, but I feel that there's this conflict energy around you, but you have this sort of mediating. Why it's almost like you're being called on to sort of listen to other people's problems and make some sort of decision for them, or make some kind of recommendation, or give some advice that's going to bring everybody back together. I feel that you have right now an opportunity to heal a relationship of some kind. It may be with a parent or a family member. Okay, I feel that family vibe, and I feel that that's kind of like that's sort of the choice you make. Is it worth my effort to try to heal this relationship, or would I rather just still be mad and still be frustrated and still be sort of at odds with that person? Okay, let's put the rest of our cards out. We've got a Princess of Wands over here. There's an Ace of Cups. More of this good water energy, right? We've got the Fool card, and of course we have your superpower card, the Leo card of lust and strength. That card rules the sign of Leo, so that's a very good sign as the outcome here. I feel like you're really stepping up and you're going to be the best version of yourself, right? So through this situation, you're really trying to make the choice that it's like you're going to be proud of the choice that you make. You're going to be proud of what you accomplish here. I feel like this is a kind of a rare opportunity for you to bring something together. Okay, it feels like family. It feels like there's been a struggle, and there's been confusion, and there's been like arguments. But now you have an opportunity to bring things together with love, right? And I feel that at the end of all this, with this Lust card as the outcome here, it's going to feel so good to have done this, right? To find a resolution to these fives, right? Because the fives, what we could be looking for is a 4, right? I don't want to feel agitated. I want to go back to being kind of a stable 4 energy. But with the addition of love, with love in your heart, see, with this Ace of Cups, you're bringing an additional something to these fives. And, well, 5 plus 1 is the 6. You get the harmony. You get the resonance, the beauty, the love. Right? With love in your heart, I feel like you're creating love around you. Yeah. And so it really is, in a way, kind of mastering ourselves and letting love really win out over whatever the disagreement is, whatever the agitation, the conflict, the friction. Okay. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor Infinite. and unknown. And we're going to set it down right over here with Mr. Ed, our little horse. Now, this is casual day here on Dove and Serpent Tarot, so I hope you're in your jammies. We're not going to look at this card until the end, but if you have a prediction for it, any point during the reading, put it in the comments, okay? We're going to take a look around the room because we got a lot of major arcana. We got the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Fool, and the Strength card. Of course, the Fool in this case is in the position of what we don't want, or the energy we're trying to avoid, or the obstacle that we have. Now, I think this is a couple of things. First of all, we don't want to look like a fool. I don't want to go into this situation with love in my heart and try to make everything better and try to heal the relationships and then get played, right? That's sort of what we're trying to avoid here. But I feel like this is also the energy that we need, because the Fool kind of has let everything go. The Fool has transcended these fives and indeed any kind of material world problems. The Fool has sort of heard the call of the higher purpose here, you know? And so it's not so much worried about looking like a fool. It's trying to do the right thing that's going to put you in the best version of yourself, regardless of how this situation actually plays out. You're doing the right thing for you by going into it with love, trying to heal things, and trying to be the best version of yourself that you can. If the other person doesn't respond, so be it. But that's not you, that's them, you know? So I feel like the Fool really is this recommendation from Spirit to let whatever this trouble is, let it go, okay? Whatever these fives are, whatever the conflict is, the Fool has let it go, okay? And the Hierophant sort of knows better, right? The Hierophant sort of knows how to do this. And the Lover's card, of course, is a family union. Okay, this is intimacy. Now, it may not necessarily be a romantic thing for you. It could be. And it seems like, yeah, for a lot of you it probably is. But this is the reconciliation. This is the union. This is the coming together rather than the splitting apart. These, right now, are splitting something apart. I feel like it is a relationship with another person for you, but it really could be you reuniting with your purpose, reuniting with the job, reuniting with your passion in life, reuniting with the best version of yourself, your true self. It may not have to do with a brother or sister or aunt, uncle, mom, dad, family member. It doesn't have to be that, a best friend. It doesn't have to be a cousin or anything like this, or a particular coworker. It could be a reunion of you with you. Okay? But there is this reunion, and I think that what the Hierophant here is kind of saying, like, we know it's time that we have to heal this thing, whatever it is. Whatever's been keeping you estranged from something or someone, we realize now that it's time to sort of put things behind us and reconcile or heal the relationship. It could be with a spouse, it could be with a lover or a best friend or a partner of some kind, of course, right? Of course it could be. But the Five of Wands here is kind of saying, what do we believe is worth fighting for, especially with the Hierophant behind us, the idea of what is sacred. If it is sacred to you, if you value this thing, person, place, thing, job, true self, higher self, whatever it is for you here, if you value it and you hold it sacred, you're willing to fight for it. So it's kind of like Spirit's way of saying, if you truly believe in this thing, you have to fight to keep it together. You have to fight to get back to the path. You have to fight to get back to doing your passion or following your true will or fulfilling your purpose or following your destiny or fight for the relationship with your person or your pets or your plants or your parents, right? Whatever it might be. Okay? We have to be willing to fight for that. The Two of Swords underneath everything, yeah, I feel like you're kind of torn in a couple directions, especially because we're still aware of like what happened in the past, like whatever those, I feel like somebody kind of misrepresented the facts to you, or there was some kind of it almost feels like a betrayal, but I don't think I want to call it that necessarily. It feels like there was just some kind of iffy energy with someone or related to this path that made you kind of doubt things. We lost a little bit of trust here. So we're kind of torn between screw those people and I know that the right thing to do is to, I still want this in my life. Okay, whatever it might be for you. Okay. So the Two of Swords is this feeling that we kind of know that there's a decision. We're kind of at the we're at the turning point here. We're at the threshold of a couple of different doorways, and it's just we got to pick one and kind of go through and do that. Now, if we go to the past, we see the Five of Swords. We go to the past, and we feel the animosity, friction. We feel the conflict, the dilemma. This is kind of like saying you had beef with someone, maybe with yourself, maybe with God, goddess, deity, guardian, angels, higher self, higher soul, maybe with the path or some aspect of your path, of your passion and your purpose, or with a friend, family member, coworker specifically. Okay. So this is kind of the feeling that we sort of lost something. It's the trust, really, I think, was lost. This is a card called Defeat. In our mind, we feel that we've lost, that we were overtaken by something, that we tried but it didn't work, and now we feel this is kind of like a big L feeling, right? Like we just kind of feel like we feel a bit of a loser here. We feel like we were taken advantage of, maybe, or that we put our faith into something and we were burned, or that we again, somebody sort of misrepresented the facts. There's some trust that was lost with this, okay? And we could continue to make that decision to go in that direction and kind of stay in that energy. Or we could choose to go forward and try to heal things, try to bring things back together, approach it with love in our heart. I feel like it may have been a misunderstanding back here, but I don't know the details. Okay. The Nine of Cups up at the top here is sort of asking you the question, what's going to make you the happiest? And that's kind of the Two of Swords here, is asking the question, which way to happiness? You know, sometimes we wish it was easy. If I hold on to that resentment, that frustration, and I say, screw those people, is that going to put me on the path toward happiness? If I approach it with love in my heart and try to be understanding and try to be gracious and try to heal things, even if the other person doesn't respond, is that going to put me on the path to happiness? And it feels to me like this path of love, basically, right? Even if the other people, the other person, or the other aspect, the other entity doesn't respond well, it's still going to make you feel good that you did everything that you thought was correct and right, and you tried and you expressed love, and that you didn't sink to their level, that sort of thing, right? So I feel like this is putting you on the path to your highest self, even if it doesn't necessarily make you, happy or pleased in the moment. See, we have to understand what happiness really means. And sometimes the the Nine of Cups gets mistaken for maybe a Three of Cups or something, right? Where it's just kind of, there's a moment of pleasure, there's a moment of happiness, or a Six of Cups. There's a moment we have where we feel good, but does that equal the long-term happiness? Not necessarily, right? So the Nine of Cups is not just things are pleasant. What feels good to me now might be telling these people, hey, screw you, I'm out of here. But what might make you happier in the long run, as it brings you closer to your true self and makes you feel sort of full of love, right? And I think closer to spirit in that way, right, is something, it's going to be a more long-term happiness, and it might be a way of really swallowing your pride in order to sort of become your pride. We're doing the difficult thing here, and I think it's going to lead us to our true self. And I think really, to be honest, I think that the path of reconciliation here, the path of love, to unite with this thing again, is going to be the path that's going to make you more happy long term. It might be difficult in the moment because we got that Five of Wands, right? It's not going to be pleasant if you have to sort of fight for something. But as far as your overarching sort of happiness, I feel like it's the right choice. Yeah. Because this Lover's card is an inspiration. This Lover's card it's a major arcana energy, right? And it is a card of union. Okay. It's a card of choosing to commit to something because it feels that this is our destiny. This is our path. We feel so strongly about it. We're making the choice. We're saying yes. And to bring something together with love, right? Rather than to split things apart. Okay? To go this path, we have to obviously go away from this Five of Swords, right? We can't go both directions at once. We can't say yes and commit to this and try to heal this and try to bring this relationship back together if we still are holding on to the resentment, the anger, the grudge. Okay. Now, Path of the Serpent, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is free. Okay. Your general energy is the Princess of Wands. Sometimes we just feel the impulsive thing, and that's kind of what we want to do. This is a card of the mobilization of energy, but in a way that's not guided by any will. It's not guided by any intentionality. So this becomes a very reactionary card. It's, somebody insults you, and on our impulse is to just rage, right? To get angry and to say something back. It's sort of, to come back at the other person stronger than they came at us, It's that kind of energy in this case. And I feel that this is very easy to do, especially when we have our Five of Wands and a Princess of Wands. This is somebody who's like very scrappy. Somebody that is just, you look at them wrong and they're coming at you with full claws out, So we have to be careful with that. We don't want to act impulsively. We have to have our fighting, striving, struggling energy guided by this sense of sacredness and what is important to us and what we believe is really the right thing. And that's part of your Leo energy too, is the ability to control your strength, right? And so we have to get a handle. We do need to mobilize our energy, but we don't want to be impulsive. We don't want to be reactionary. Okay, because then it's like, somebody, we're stuck in our thoughts here, and the more we think about how we were wronged or what we perceive to be the deception or the betrayal, then we're going to be motivated to just kind of react to the person, react to the situation, and really say, I hate you, I'm out of here. Okay, knowing that if we sort of calm things down, if we detach from that, if we do the Fool and let go of that a little bit, then we can summon that higher wisdom and that Hierophant energy, that sense of sacredness, and we can realize that, you know what, I care about this thing. I'm going to do everything in my power to keep it together. If it still falls apart, that's fine. But at least I did what I could with love in my heart to try to keep things, as harmonious as possible. Of course, we've got the Ace of Cups in the position of the relationships, the position of the environment, because that's what it's really about. That's the love in your heart that you are sort of expressing in your environment. I feel like you're someone who is you're a very appreciative person. You're not going to take any. You're not going to take any shorts. You're not going to take any losses, right? You're not going to accept any kind of insult to you or your character or anything that you care about. So this is kind of like this is kind of a forgiveness in a way. Okay, this is saying, yes, I experienced the Five of Swords, but I'm choosing to go the path of love, and I'm choosing to put the best energy that I can possibly summon out into the world and see what comes back. I'm choosing to love. I'm choosing to approach every situation, every relationship from a place of love rather than a place of mistrust and confusion and anger and all that kind of friction stuff. And I think this is what is really going to benefit you right now, regardless of what the world sends your way. For you to send the same thing back is kind of a corruption of your energy. Do you see what I mean? It's kind of like we let something negative come in and bring something negative out of us, and suddenly we're behaving in ways that we really aren't so happy with. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to have that kind of venom, So by keeping this love in your heart, I feel like it's your way of resisting the negative energy that might come in, and always be sort of giving off this vibe of love and acceptance and tolerance and togetherness and healing, regardless of what's coming toward you, right? Because that really shows control. That shows mastery. It's very easy for some negative energy to come in, and then I get negative, and then I react in that same negative way. I had no choice in the matter. I'm just responding to what's coming in at me, and I'm sending the same thing back out. Okay? It doesn't show any depth there. It doesn't show any control. And that's what the Leo energy is all about here. This lust or strength card is about you controlling your beast, controlling your strength, really, right? And very often the greatest show of strength is not to show your strength, right? The mark of a very kind of strong and powerful person is where that they don't have to always display that, and that they are not moved by the energy of others around them, the negative energy, right? When there's negative energy coming in, we're able to just remain who we are, you know? It's kind of like the flaws in other things we can just ignore. But the beauty in other things we're going to celebrate. We're choosing where to be aroused and awakened and enlivened and passionate. Okay? So it's our ability too with the Fool to kind of let go of all the negative stuff, just focus on the positive stuff and champion that and praise that. You know? In whatever situation this is, I feel like this is going to be This is gonna be really great for you getting in touch with yourself regardless of how the situation plays out. And I want to emphasize that because we have our major arcana energy. We've got fire, we've got water and water, we've got air and air. There's no earth cards. We don't know how the situation is going to play out. And that's why there are no earth cards here, because it does not matter. Y'all could be happy for the rest of your lives, or it could just still fall apart and be nothing. Well, even if it falls apart and it's nothing, you're not any worse off than you were yesterday. But by putting love in there, by entering into this with the attitude of healing and love and sort of forgiveness, and I know that's a very delicate subject, forgiveness, right? Especially depending on what that Five of Swords is. We may not want to forgive anybody. We may not want to approach this relationship with love in our heart. That's the thing here, though, because I feel that this is a situation where you really do. Okay? So this is not one of those situations where you got to just run as far away from that person as you can because they're toxic, right? No, this is something where you feel that you really want to put in your best energy in this. But there is that sort of, I don't know, pride or anger, frustration, where we just kind of, we don't want to do it, you know. And the Fool, of course, the one that can let everything go and in a way start fresh. Kind of letting go of the frustration, letting go of the anger, swallowing the pride a little bit, filling ourselves up with love, and going into this situation with an attitude of love and healing and togetherness, and see what becomes of it. Okay. Now let's look at the mystery card, because maybe this will be some earth energy. Maybe this will be a Two of Cups. Maybe it will be a Two of Pentacles. Maybe it'll be another Lover's card. I kind of feel like this is going to show us what the practical result of all this might be. Yeah, but let's see what we have. An Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a quick energy. It happens very fast. And I think that this is kind of saying that, you know, we have to act on this. Okay, that we have to be the one to kind of approach this situation with healing and to assert ourselves. It's kind of like with this energy, it's saying we're not waiting. We're not just going to sit back and just say, well, if they come to me, then I'll be open and I'll have love in my heart. No, this is about us reaching out. This is about us, I think, going all in, right? And I think this is a rare opportunity for you to not only activate your true self, but to really do something that we may not have otherwise done. It may be that we would just kind of write this whole situation off and just say, well, if it's meant for me, then it'll come back around, or this opportunity will come back, or this my boss will call me and ask me to come back to the job or something, that somehow the path will circle back around and pick you up like it's a train that kind of forgot a passenger. But no, this is saying we've got to run toward the train and jump on it, otherwise it's gone. Okay, so we're sitting with our pride here, and this train's going by. And we're just saying, well, I'm too stubborn, I'm not going to chase after it. Sometimes we have to chase after what we want, And I feel that this is kind of saying that, look, we have to go all in. This is going to be very important for your happiness, whatever this is exactly. Okay, we're going to do an extended reading as well. We're going to do an Jing reading. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Leo on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.